You feel that frigid night air? Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. And today, the map we're going to be exploring is GM Abandoned Laboratory. Apparently a modification of a previous map titled Mountain Laboratory, however this one is a bit darker and more foreboding of a setting. See, apparently this place is a remote mountain research facility, which has apparently lost communications in the aftermath of some unknown global cataclysm. According to the workshop page, this place is only kept afloat and habitable by a single backup battery that, well, apparently means we are on borrowed time. And even though this is one of those maps that I can just feel how cold it is, somehow I'd rather be just about anywhere but in there. I can just imagine that I made some desperate attempt to get out some kind of communication, came up here to see what wasn't working, and realized this is well beyond my ability to fix. Oh, there's actually... It's not just that entrance, there is a tunnel over here. Oh, now I'm not sure what I should be doing first. I guess we'll go this way. Maybe it's the way out, potentially. That looks like the light of the night. Maybe the mountainside? I don't think there's any getting out of here. I might have underestimated just how high this mountain is. If anything, it now feels more like I'm being judged for trying to leave. I imagine my character would be like thinking back to the good times I've had up there, all the thoughtful late-night conversations. And maybe it feels like trying to leave is like failing them. Oh, look at this. We found something in the ice. In fact, this looks a whole lot like the magnetic ball from GM Boreas. It's times like this I really have to question if the base systems are still online, at least for the time being. Why am I the sole survivor? Does what happened to the world maybe have something to do with whatever this is, or is it maybe just another horror story altogether, just incredibly poorly timed? Have we put anything away in the boxes? Doesn't seem so. A metal post here, maybe one of the picks we used to dig it out? Right here under the base, so presumably we didn't know about it before. Or maybe this thing was put here in order to study the object? Now I'm wondering if maybe somebody didn't actually sabotage the communications, specifically so that no news of it would get to the outside world. Wait, pyrotechnic locker? Are there maybe like flares in there? No such luck, but I guess that's exactly what would be stored there. This is giving me major flashbacks to The Thing, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. The paranoia, the uncertainty, and the dread knowing that you can't let this thing get back to civilization, meaning neither can you. Oh, I see. These aren't sides of the door. They've actually propped things up underneath it to prevent it from closing and sealing us in. Can we mess with the door panel? No. I can't seem to interact with it at all. Maybe only the most important systems are still online. Well, this would not only stop the door from closing, but presumably let a lot of heat out, right? Hang on, do you see that? There's a faint red glow all the way down the hallway. I just startled myself with my own footstep, the clank of metal beneath me. Oh, all these rounded corners and windows onto darkened rooms. Loudspeakers that I, for some reason, keep getting the impression will crackle to life with a familiar voice, but one that shouldn't be. Oh, somebody took all the weapons from the locker in the security room. Oh, this is so cool. It implies that a whole story took place before we began to explore. What is this thing? Is this an explosive device? I wonder if there's somewhere we have to put it. I had thought this was just an exploration map, but could this possibly be going the route of GM Vacant Industry? This door was locked by a key code, but was knocked down. Oh, I see. Maybe there were like hazardous environment suits in here, something that could enable people to go for help, to enable them to survive in the cold and walk down the mountain without a vehicle. All right, we're going to keep in mind that this thing is here, though we're not going to carry it with us the whole way. It looks like the place may have even gone into lockdown itself, and the crew had to scramble to do this. Now I'm questioning my own role. Crew member with amnesia, or person who came up here thinking they might find some answers? Another thing for a suit right here, but some of the instruments have been torn off the walls and thrown around. I was going to ask if there was anything of note over here, and then I realized there's something of literal note. I don't know if we can interact with that tool. I guess we'll have to look around and see just how in-depth this thing is going to get. I hate that. Okay, we're working our way up to the scary red room. You know what this place needed? More dark, cramped corridors. Nothing. Just some things piled up. That looks like a vent cover. Oh, yes, yes, yes! All this to encourage me to look up. But I don't think I can get into there from here. Maybe somebody climbed up and kicked the ladder down behind them? Maybe. Maybe they're still up there. Maybe they thought that was their best bet for survival. Admittance to authorized personnel only. Well, consider me authorized. Generators. And the final one is patched into the breaker. Am I using those terms correctly? I could be just completely making that up. Oh. Is this the fuse box? Do these each control different systems? Well, from the look of it, it doesn't control anything now. Again, trying to figure out if this blew out or if it wasn't, maybe deliberate sabotage. All right, I'm wondering how much of this is interactive, but I'm just waiting to see. I'm waiting to see what we can see before I start messing with things I may not be able to repair. What about down this hallway? Come on now, crouch through. I'm seeing faint lights beyond this window, but I can't quite tell what's in that chamber beyond. All I can see is that we're observing a pretty large room that goes down pretty far. Crowbar, keep that in mind. Nothing here, but there is quite a large something on the floor over there. I don't like making my way down this hall as objects come into view. Keep thinking one of them is going to be something a little less benign than a box. I don't know if you can see this on screen, but I'm like almost physically withdrawing into myself here. Like I feel the need to keep my hands like close to my body in like a defensive position. No. Wait. I can hear like beeping in the opposite room. Something's still working. An observation window out to the ice. I wonder if on the other side of this isn't the chamber containing that spherical object. I was so invested in the doorknob I didn't even notice you. A gun and a note. Well, a bullet wound didn't do that. You look like you've been here for some time. Alright, there's gotta be a way to get in here then. I love it. I love it when maps catch me off guard. Locked. Alright. Maybe we can get around the other way? Oh, we can actually see. Okay, so where did we come from? There's a monorail. Where are we? I need to be able to find the door. Okay, gateway. We came from there. So we came down this way. We're on the way to residential, I think. Maybe if we can get some of these base systems back up online, maybe we can power up the monorail and get out of here? Seems like the pipes have seen better days, either water or heat. Oh. This area had a cave-in while they were asleep. But a vent up there. I'm not going to go crawling around up there just yet, but here we are. On that place of what used to be peace and quiet. Although I suppose if we're the quitting type, it still could be. Look at that view. Imagine just lying on one of these couches, 2 o'clock in the morning, drifting off to sleep. One of your coworkers walks in. Oh, hey. And they just sit down on the opposite couch and you just kind of enjoy each other's company and watch the snow fall. Even that's gone. This window is cracked, so it's got to be freezing in here just like the rest of the place. Okay. I think at a certain point we're going to have to investigate that. Dining area. Medical is no more. Although I did notice that bloodstain on the ground. Oh, a cave in here as well. So, okay, that part probably isn't sabotage. Something triggered some, like, catastrophic failure on the base's hull. But why would that happen? It's so hard to get around when there's stuff all over the floor, yeah. Okay, this just got more interesting. Cabin fever, environmental hazards, call these things what you want, but that didn't come from insanity. You stop. Okay. Otherwise, nothing out of the ordinary. Now the question is, do we head for the red area, or do we attempt to climb into the vents? I'm actually going to attempt to climb into the vents. And it looks like there's multiple drop-downs that haven't been used by whoever may still be up there. But we've got to try, right? No, we can't. No, we can't make that. We're gonna have to find another way. Much as I'd love to just explore, let's try and get an idea for what we're walking into. So once we walk down that hall, we'll be in the common room. Ooh, and there will be a lab dead ahead. Teleport control. There's a teleportation room. Okay, this place was working on some crazy stuff. Maybe escape isn't as difficult as I thought. Then again, such a thing probably requires a lot of energy that this base might not have. Or who knows, for all I know, it required the use of the suits that have all been taken. Come on now. But we're being presented with multiple ways out, and we've got to do everything we can, right? I don't know how these metal detectors will react to my presence, or the presence of the safety Glock for that matter, so yep. This is just like when I go through airport security. Nothing here, and this one is looted as well. Yeah, a requisition form for a hazardous environment suit, so a couple of people got them authorized, and some of them probably not towards the end. The common area, I guess, was turned into makeshift storage. The labs should be dead ahead. What is that? Oh, that's the sounds of machines ticking away. I've been in silence for so long that when I hear a noise, I take notice. Green lights of interactivity. We'll check that out. All these systems are still powered. Looks like they were pretty frantically trying to figure out anything they could. Wow, actually, now that I think about it, the fact that they were putting all power to the lab suggests that maybe they weren't even worried about escape. Maybe they really believed that whatever was going to happen, it had to happen here. Oh, a note. This button locks doors. Use the keyboard to switch cameras. This button turns on the flashlight. Oh, wait, this actually is seeing something. Oh, but it hardly works. That is awful. Oh, we're really Five Nights at Freddy's-ing this thing now. That just sounded like something hit the door right as I closed it. I was gonna say I could swear I saw shadows moving in the opposite room right as I closed it. Let's do that. Oh, was it you? Thing on the ground? I'm not worried about you right now. Oh, that was the note. That's the hallway. I can barely see anything, though. Oh, and that's the security gate. We're getting closer to ourselves. I have not seen that yet. Camera not available for now. What do you mean for now? That's, I believe that's here, essentially. And that, I don't even know where that is. I'm looking around to see if there's a camera here. But it seems we've cycled back to the beginning. Didn't learn anything useful. Doesn't help that I can barely see. And this does not seem to be interactive. Oh, wait. Okay, so that's a map of all the cameras. Do not mess up. Camera 11. Don't keep that door locked for too long. What do you mean? What do you mean, don't keep it locked for too long? I am so nervous. Did I close that door behind us? Did I do that? Oh, stop making noises, machine. Can we do anything with this? No. Alright, I'm just gonna leave that for now. We're just gonna keep exploring this avenue and we'll see what we've got. Oh, it's a book to read. There's no luck in this lab. Day 4. The morning began with the fact that the door to the laboratory was open, and the Clarks tried to break into us. Alan managed to react and close the door, and then blocked it with a, does that say closet or closer? In general, thanks to him for this, John's now is missing, which was expected given his strange behavior the previous day, and his plan to open the gateway door. We'll find him sooner or later, during the day. It's clear that we postponed the raid on the laboratory storage, but didn't cancel it. Wait, so, and I'm sorry if I'm misreading things because this is extremely small and blurry for me, but it seems like the people here all divided off into like enclaves. Alan thinks that Clarks can navigate using smell and various senses of other creatures, like our fear sometimes. Wait, so Clarks are in another group. They're actually creatures. Edwin came up with this idea. He suggested making an electronic lock on the door. It would require a lot of energy, but it would be better to hold the door than the closer and all three of us. The door lock will be controlled through the data storage, where you can monitor the location of the Clarks and quickly close the door as needed, conveniently, and this will be done by Edwin himself. In the meantime, I'm going to go with Alan to try to open the gateway door again. Man, it is making me so nervous to be sat here on the floor, because that's the easiest way to hold the object and read it. And as I'm learning what went down, I'm just peering out into the shadows beyond. But I'm afraid to lock the door because, well, they said not to. After Edwin made a lock on the door and was able to control it, making sure the laboratory was safe, Alan and I went to the airlock. And this is what I can say. The second gateway door was open. Whether John opened it alone or someone helped him, which is even worse, we couldn't understand. It was cold in the orange zone. Somehow, opening the door in the locker room, we found and equipped the EPS. Then we went to the surface. It's also strange that the spare EPS disappeared from the technical storage. Maybe John himself put it on. The artifact moved, and also changed its texture. There was no one besides me and Alan at the artifact, not even bodies. The artifact study site itself was destroyed by the artifact itself. We decided to leave there as soon as possible. It's unknown what the artifact is capable of now. The lab was fine. Edwin kept it safe, although he said that the Clarks tried to break in again. In general, we'll continue to try to survive. By the way, the whole system with the control of cameras and doors reminds me of one game, although this is no longer important. You're wearing that inspiration on your sleeve. So, all kinds of things going on here. We've got rogue crew members, we've got mysterious creatures, and we've got an artifact with seemingly otherworldly properties. And meanwhile, we're just blundering into all of it. The world's gone, no point in trying to leave. Oh boy, more text, my favorite. Guys, I don't mind reading, but you're just giving me wall after wall. Alright, back to our... I just got jump scared by the shadow. Alright, back to the reading corner. Might as well. So glad to have this yoga mat on my floor right now. Why can I not even read you? See, you're a physics object, so you'll do stuff like that. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, so I don't know where that went, but oh, how fortunate. There was another note right here. Well, I guess we're never going to find out what Clarks are. And maybe they're that creature that we saw in the other room? Still, this is proving to be real annoying. Body, what are you doing there? Okay. And this is day 5. We left Edwin to control the laboratory door overnight, which he's done successfully. As he said, the Clarks were no more active late at night, but closer to the morning. All this is strange, of course. All we plan to do is raid the laboratory storage room. There's nothing else we can do. Alan has almost prepared explosive and weapons, so we'll raid the storage tomorrow. Everything turns out very sadly. The complex is destroyed. Provisions are already scarce. There will most likely be no rescue, and the reserve batteries are almost all exhausted. I'm just writing these notes into the void. We can only hope that the Clarks are coming from some other alternative universe. And if we go to the teleport, if there is still a teleport, of course, where they're coming from, then where will it lead us? Will we survive in an alternate universe? Seriously? And most importantly, if we somehow survive there and get out through another teleport, won't we end up in the same place? Okay. See, the thing is, these are really hard to read and oddly written. But nevertheless, the picture that they paint is clear. Those creatures come from the teleports. I'm seeing a white flash from the other side of that door. Oh, I think they're the lights of the metal detectors. To me, I thought for a second there was a pair of eyes watching me from beyond there. Can we do anything with you? No? Yeah. In the aftermath of this disaster, which may have spread all over the world if the workshop is any indication, this became their bunker. Oh, but maybe we can still do something. Maybe we can power all this on. Let's see if we can gain a clearer picture. I can't interact with these switches. That's fine, though. The less technical this is, the better. The more likely I'll actually be able to operate it. And presumably this here is the test teleporter, right? Maybe we can get it to work? Or perhaps not. Never mind. Well, if they did end up in an alternate universe, best of luck to them. And if not, that's probably the best of luck to them. Oh, I see. It's probably got to go over here. So if we take this, bring it this way. No, it won't actually go in there. And we can't interact with this panel. Alright, well, the search continues then. They wanted to make a raid on the storage. That's what we've got to do next. Let's just consult the map before we go out again. Yeah, the storage is all the way at the end of the hall, and the monorail, I almost called it memorial, is on the right. Although I suppose it sort of functions that way at this point. They had said this was the worst place. Those doors effectively sealed. We're gonna have to blow it. This is the teleporter itself. This is the monorail. And I don't think anybody's coming for us now because there is no train at the platform. Is there anything below that we should know about? Oh, this place is flooding with melted ice water. Yeah, I don't think there's any escape by conventional means. I'm sure they would have tried it if that was at all an option. Oh my. I feel like this is gonna electrocute me the instant I try and touch it. We can't even do it. But otherwise, this place seems mostly okay. Look at this. Even the places we were supposed to be able to see out of have totally frozen over. Alright, let's get those explosives. Let's see what we can do, for better or for worse. There we go. Yep! Wow. I say on 3, you go on 1. I'm lucky I'm not hurt. Physically. So, okay, back into the light, 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 back into the light. Close. Okay, well, we have had a lot of fun today, but now is the exact kind of situation the safety Glock was made for. Exploiting the latest in glitch technology, we have our tack light. We're just doing this from the start now. I see you out there. In fact, come on, let's get your attention. I want you here. There's at least 2, maybe 3. At least 3. Alright, unfortunately, these bullets are not penetrating the door. Reload, and... that's a lot of them. Oh! Okay, retreat. We're running out of ground, though. Quickly! Ow! Ow! You can be tricky and separate, huh? Some of you weren't doing that. If only I was here. Are these what happened to the crew? If that's the case, if they don't come from another dimension in that state, then that means those are people that got trapped in the storage area. So that means these things were moving around in the vents. What we saw in the kitchen, that was one of their incursions. We've got something right there, perhaps a battery of some kind. I honestly don't remember what the note said. Keeping all manner of hazardous materials over here. Can't open the door. Can't open much of anything without power. You guys were completely eviscerated, even burned. Anything through here? You guys were experimenting in all kinds of otherworldly things. The artifact, was it maybe recovered from another dimension and you were just using that area as containment? I mean, it seems likely from the other note that there was some kind of, like, breach, that maybe it collapsed and we only got to see part of it. Alright, let's try and read this. Day 7. I've had enough. They dragged John away. They kidnapped Edwin. They killed Alan. They destroyed my hope. Enough. The only way out is to kill them all. I'm coming for you. Well, I'm really hoping this is you then, because I wouldn't expect to find you in a state where you would be up for agreeable discussion on our best ways out of here. There is a battery right there, though. I think we can bring that to the chamber. I'm clearly missing several notes, so we're getting this kind of out of order. But to be honest, I'm kind of happy with the way things progressed. Okay, let's plop this here. No. Alright, I'm not quite sure where to put it then. Maybe... I don't know, this seems like you should be able to go there. Maybe it's that other object. What I'm saying is that from an informational perspective, missing several documents is probably not good for us. But from a horror perspective, it's pretty cool to only find out when we're deep in it that there's something going on here. No. What am I missing here? I've brought back this thing just in case, because I'm trying to gather up anything that looks like it might be interesting or useful. But man, I've just got no idea where to go from here. My bullets are going straight into the ceiling. I really don't know what to do beyond this. Clearly there's more. There's doors we still haven't opened. Huh. Okay, so I guess we did get that to work in the end, but I still can't figure out how we power all this up. Day 2. Yes, October 17th. Sleeping on the floor, although a little warm from the floor heating. The floor will then cool down, which is sad. We should have immediately recorded that we had already heard the sounds of this thing walking in the ventilation. It was around for a while. As soon as we return to the laboratory, we'll close all the ventilation entrances, even in the teleportation room, no matter how high they are. We'll check this later when we recover from the stress for the whole day. That told me nothing. Alright guys, I actually saved my game and reloaded, specifically so I could come back and read what this document says. Day 3. Alright, so that doesn't really help us all that much in figuring out what it is we're supposed to do. Hello? Guys, it has been a ridiculously long time since I blew open the storage. I'm just looking for anything I can get. Not the easiest in VR. Yep. So there is something here. This might just amount to an Easter egg, since we could have discovered this early on. Oh, but it's like some kind of old bunker dug into the ice. Oh, come on, you're really not gonna... I'm wondering if I'm supposed to be able to open these. Because this ain't working right now. Hang on, no clip. There is something back here. There's a way to open these door panels. There's gotta be. Alright, well, the ship has sailed. I know that it's here now. Let's go. The friendship cactus has a strange way of forming friendships these days. They're everywhere. Oh, what if these were the real Clarks all along? That is hilarious. This is like some kind of alternate universe to Millenade. But we can't go through here. Alright, well, we successfully found an Easter egg. But I'm still at a total loss for what to actually do. Good air. Alright everyone, this map has been driving me absolutely crazy for over an hour now trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. And I created saves, I went back, I tried playing in flat screen, and I could not figure out how to progress and start this teleporter. And finally I go over to the workshop page and find out apparently you can't. You could in the original version of the map that this spun off of, but in this spooky one, blowing open the doors to that other room is as far as it goes. Well, I suppose there is always the matter of the thing in the corner there, but other than that, we have reached the end of the road. So I suppose that was GM Abandoned Laboratory. And it was really cool, even in spite of its somewhat anticlimactic ending. I loved the idea of this base off in the middle of nowhere, experiencing a disaster itself in the middle of a global disaster. I loaded a save. Why is all this reset? Point is, this was a lot of fun to explore. I really appreciated how there's very little ambient light. For the most part, it's only your own light source guiding you through, and the deeper you get, the more you learn just how, well, deep you've gotten. You almost get the impression that your arrival here is like the sequel to a horror story. Like, you're the team that comes to investigate after everything's gone wrong. I just really like it when it seems like the people that came here before you actually tried to do something about their situation and didn't just feed themselves to whatever threat there was. I like it when the Randys in a horror story actually made some attempt to preserve their lives to varying degrees of success. Beyond this, though, I never did actually figure out what was going on behind the locked doors to the office or the server room, so I'm gonna have to go probably no-clip run and see what's going on there. As far as I can tell, those are the only things I missed. So first of all, let's see what was going on with these vents, because all of these were like fully 3D, but I was never able to see if they actually go anywhere. Boop. Okay, so there's like a snow cave in here, but it does actually turn around. Where do you lead? Back down into the hall? Okay, so there is actually, hang on. Yeah, there is actually a fully functioning vent up here. It's just one we'd never be able to maneuver in because of all these drops with no way around them. We haven't seen this. What is this? Oh, this is the office. So right across from here must be the server room. Hang on. But aside from some bloodstains on the floor, there doesn't appear to be anything to see here. Although I did kind of like this from the other perspective, the idea that, you know, there's certain rooms that are barricaded and we can't even catch a glimpse of what's in there. All we know is that whoever did it's not answering the door now. Now, this is confusing, though. This door's not even, like, letting me, attempt to open it, so it's still locked even if we manage to drop down from this side, which I still don't think we can actually do. I don't think there's a way into the vents. And yet you have a note? So what does it say, then? Living in the darkness, never seen the light. After found a glimpse, he break my mind, and monster has grow from the far corners of mind, destroying everything that I love without leaving hope to come back. I won't go back, I won't go back, I won't go back, I won't go back. And then you died mid-sentence. I found that a lot of these larger notes were actually harder to read in flat screen than they were in VR. So I don't know how this would work normally. Kitty? I guess I guess there's a reward for the no-clippers here. One thing that's kind of annoying about this map is, as far as I can tell, some of these Easter eggs are only visible if you no-clip. You can't actually access them normally. Which, you know, I'm one to talk because I did the same thing on my own map, but still. Like, this door does not open. I actually tried it in flat screen. These panels, it wasn't a VR issue. They cannot be opened normally. In fact, the doors aren't even props, so they're just map brushwork. Biggest criticism, obviously, is going to be the somewhat anticlimactic ending. How it seems like it just stops right as soon as it's getting started, and it feels like it's leading to more. But otherwise, as just a spooky redux of an existing map, I'd say it's not bad. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this map out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.